Mr. President, I should like to announce that since the submission of the draft resolution, and in addition to the delegations listed on the L document, the foreign countries have also become co-sponsors of A/77/L65. Antigua and Barbuda, Israel, Kiribati, Marshall Islands, and the Federated States of Micronesia. If any other delegations wish to co-sponsor A/77/L65, please signify by pressing the microphone button now. I see none. Thank you, Mr. President.
I thank the representative of the Secretariat. Before giving the floor for explanation of vote before the vote, may I remind delegations that explanation of vote are limited to 10 minutes and should be made by delegations from their seats. I give the floor to the distinguished representative of the Russian Federation.
Mr. President, the Russian Federation cannot support UNGA draft resolution A/77/L65, cooperation between the United Nations and the Council of Europe in its current form, for the following reason. As you know, this resolution, just like many other resolutions on cooperation between the UN and regional organizations, have always been adopted by consensus. And this is logical, since these types of resolutions primarily serve as a support from the international community for the regional organizations themselves, and also for their efforts to cooperate with the UN. This year, we cannot support this draft in its current form. This is because the preamble contains paragraph 9, which has nothing to do with the topic of the resolution and also is highly politicized in nature. We do not intend once again to comment on the accusations therein against our country. I would just like to reiterate that referring to unprecedented challenges now, in doing so, sponsors are deliberately keeping quiet about the 8-year war waged by Ukraine against the inhabitants of Donbass. We have consistently drawn attention to this in all international fora. They are also ignoring what really went on in Europe, a flagrant act of aggression, the aggression of NATO against the former Republic of Yugoslavia in 1999. Now to Russia's withdrawal from the Council of Europe in March 2022. This was the only logical step we could take to respond to the blatant transformation of the organization into an anti-Russian instrument. The Council of Europe's previous unifying potential was obliterated by NATO and the EU. They see it merely as a way, ideologically speaking, to foster their political and economic and military expansion to the east. They're linking neoliberal approaches to human rights and the rules-based order that they like so much. The politicization of this resolution is yet more proof of the willingness of Western countries to damage the clout of regional organizations and to cause a rift in the General Assembly where it so easily could have been avoided. It was not only us, but a number of other delegations who drew attention to this during consultations on the draft. As we see, ultimately, our former Western partners opted for confrontation rather than a unifying approach. In this regard, we would urge all responsible members of the international community to vote against, including paragraph PP9 in the draft resolution text. Once again, I'd like to draw your attention to the fact that by doing so, you are not expressing your position regarding the Ukrainian crisis, but rather are striving to politicize a General Assembly resolution by promoting cooperation with a regional organization. Thank you.